What's going on, everybody? Mark Veer again, back with Ref Report, diving into our next training video, and we're still talking about the center position. Before I get started, if it's your first time watching this video on the channel, make sure you go back, follow, subscribe, and start from the beginning because we have a nice sequence going through all of our positions from lead, trail, and now we're diving into center. Last video was on some things that we need to work on, and then this is a positive video of some things that the center position we're doing a nice job on. Um, Again, hopefully you went back and watched the one before, the takeaways that we did not do a good job, and these are the ones where we've made the improvement with this crew. Same concept, 3 clips, and we'll just kind of dive into each one. A lot of the videos we've seen up to this point is when we're in transition, we're not really hustling to get to our positions. The center here does a really nice job of hustling down the floor and then getting to his starting spot right here. Typically, we've seen a high C all the way up here by 28 foot, some close to the division line. So it does a nice job here, then immediately getting his eyes into his primary matchup. We have a quick on-ball screen here, and he's in a great position, has an open look, can see through offense, defense, and the screener. Maybe take a step off the floor because it's pretty tight, but it's a tight gym. So, but does a nice job getting to his starting spot, which we have not been doing. A lot of videos I've been seeing. Nice position adjust, kind of just steps up a little bit to be able to see through here. So again, we talked about the joystick, just one step here, one step there. Does a nice job staying on this. This is his play still. What I like is when the ball gets kicked into Trail's area, watch center's eyes. They're still being disciplined and staying off the ball, possibly helping in the paint, something here that Lead can't see. Lead is also doing a nice job staying off the ball. A lot of times I see when the ball is up high, we have all 3 officials on the basketball. So this is pretty good discipline by this crew, understanding their primary, understanding where the ball is, but not watching the basketball. I like that center gets their eyes to the screener. We like to have multiple eyes on screeners if we can, but look where this screener comes from. It comes from center's primary. So if you have a screener coming out of primary, no matter if that screener goes out of your primary, you need to stay with that. We could have a possible push from behind, a hold, and then also if the trail has a lot going on, they may not get their eyes to the screener quick enough. So you have this player the longest, and center does a nice job here, looking up, helping on this screen with the legality. Lead can come help too if they have nothing in their primary, which they don't. So it's pretty good coverage on this play. We have a jump shot on center side. This is center's primary. I'm being very nitpicky. Center is doing a good job. Maybe one step down would be optimal, just so we can see the point of contact foul possibly on this inside. This is a blind spot. You would think that it's really hard for center to see anything on this right elbow going up, which is the outside elbow to them, inside elbow to Trail. So they're looking at the left elbow on their side. Trail probably want to step down, get the 28-foot line. We're not diving into that, but this could be a potential hit on the elbow on that side. But again, center does a good job. They're on this play. They stay with the shooter all the way up, all the way down. Lead's eyes are low. Trail, we need to get more connected, but they're not following the basketball. And look at Lead. Lead is looking for a landing space foul. So this is a really nice job on this play at the center position and as a crew. This next play is out of bounds. So I want you guys to watch the flight of this basketball and see what center does, because on so many clips I see every referee watch the basketball. So the ball's in flight here. Look what center does. A good job of staying disciplined. Matchup over here, possibly some illegal action. And then we've got a competitive matchup in the paint that we can extend. Eyes do not follow the ball. So center, very disciplined, does a good job. And still, look where they're looking, off the basketball. They understand their primary. Again, this is the most competitive one. And then we've got our secondary matchup in the paint if Lead needs some assistance here. Drive to the basket. Again, I'm being a little nitpicky, but I'm okay with that. That center's at a good starting spot. I talked about this. If you set yourself up to be successful from the beginning, you don't have to move a whole lot. Possibly a step down, but I still think they're in a good spot. If we had any kind of contested jump shot, they have a nice open look here. Shot goes up. There's no need to allow that your eyes to stay with that offensive player. It's not a contested jump shot. So once that shot goes up, there's no defender. It's uncontested. We need to get our eyes to the rebound, which they do. They don't stay with that shooter. They don't need to get their eyes to help inside the paint. I do like they're not leaking out. Shots go up. We tend to leak because we don't want to get beat. Doing a good job at center, staying at their home base. Possibly a step down, but we're still good. Then we have a potential contested shot at the rim. We're good. We play on. So again, nice job at center on that particular play. Here's a one in transition. So center is hustling. They're trying their best to get there, and their eyes are on the right matchup because we're going to be going from top of the three-point line to the other top of the three-point. Sometimes you can pregame free throw line to free throw line, but either way, you have the middle part of the floor in transition all the way from sideline to the other sideline. If we have a foul over here, we have a potential backcourt, any kind of violation. It's really hard for Trail to have that because they have backs coming up the floor. This is where you got to be very active at center and understand what your primary is. So yes, they're on the ball. They are supposed to be on the ball. Anything over there, illegal action, that is center's primary. Center gets to their starting spot, which we like. Again, I've seen so many high Cs. This is a good job at center of being low as well. Free throw line extended, drive to the basket from strong side. We would expect weak side rebound. So when that ball comes up from trail side center, we need to get our eyes to the back side. That's where we're looking for potential clamps, holds, push-offs, any kind of illegal action displacement, or potentially some putback plays on your side of the rim. So we have a shot from trail side. Guess where the rebound typically ends up? On the other side. Center's in a great position, a great look, open look, and then we have our legal contact right here on 14. Plays on this side of the rim. 14's their primary defender, leads in a pretty good spot. They can also have 10 and 22 in their side, their primary. Good job by center being active. We have a foul and 2 shots. And we have a single whistle on this side of the floor because that's the illegal action. Good job at least staying disciplined, understanding that that is not their play. Trust your center. If center doesn't have it, you can come in with a cadence whistle. So those are 3 clips where center does a good job. And we talked about our takeaways from the previous video. Get to your starting spots. All of these 3 clips, they did that. Understand your primary coverage. They understand that. They're not on the basketball. And then when they do have plays in their primary, they're blowing whistles. Active. That's understanding that you need to be active on screens if they come out of your primary, active in transition, and then just have some efficient movement. Again, we talked about the joystick, one movement here and there. So massive improvement from the last video. Again, any questions, make sure you shoot me an email, ref.report1@gmail. And if you haven't, go on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, follow, hit that little bell so then you get notifications when all these videos come out. I appreciate you, all you guys. It was great seeing a lot of you at the meeting. Again, if you have any questions, give me a holler. And good luck to everybody in their games tonight. Stay healthy. Let's get better together.